In this video, we're going to take a look at 8 weird yet wonderful INFJ secrets. The introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging type of personalities, the INFJs, are among the rarest in the Myers Briggs personality types. They are often considered to be paradoxical in nature and often prove to be amongst the most faithful partners in a relationship. But there are plenty of other things about INFJs that make them fascinating. But what exactly are these weird but wonderful secrets about them? We'll take a look at them shortly, but before we do, we'd like to tell you that we bring these videos for free. In order to show support to our channel, you can hit the subscribe button and press that bell icon. Also, give our videos a thumbs up, as that always puts a smile on our faces. Okay, if we're all set with it, let's move on to the 8 weird yet wonderful INFJ secrets. Number 1. They are writers, not talkers. When it comes to expressing one's emotions, there are various ways one could do it. The most common way is talking or through conversations. But INFJs chose the second most common way of communicating, through the art of writing. Therefore, if you're in a relationship with an INFJ, you might find a lot of letters through which the INFJ expresses themselves. One of the reasons behind this is the fact that the INFJs are creative by their very nature. In addition, they also have this want to build upon their thoughts, focus on the details of what the others have said, and ruminating on these issues and trying to understand what the other has said through writing is something that they do all the time. You might also see that INFJs tend to keep diaries where they think about the daily issues of their lives or plan how to move forward in their career. They often do this because writing helps clear out the contradictions in their own thoughts. Number 2. They either give it their all or nothing. INFJs have this attitude of giving it their all or nothing when they are involved in anything, whether it be their jobs or in their relationships. They tend to gravitate towards jobs that tend to be creative in nature. Hence, you can see them giving it their all in their creative endeavor. Greeks have a wonderful word known as meraki, which means putting your heart and soul, pouring out a part of yourself while doing something. INFJs have this ingrained in them. But after the bout of creative output has ended, you can see them being rather carefree about things and struggling with getting into a new project. This is because unless they find their inspirations, they tend to struggle with resuming their work. The same is true in their relationships. They give all of their effort to saving a relationship and being with someone. But after they have been manipulated and cheated on a few times, they tend to shut their doors completely on someone, so much so that the other has no way of getting back to their lives. Number 3. Their satisfaction depends on how much they help others. One of the things that INFJs are always doing is taking the feelings of others into consideration. They tend to prioritize the feelings of others over their own feelings. So whenever they feel that the other person is in need of help, they can go out of their comfort zones to help them. The other thing is that INFJs are also inclined towards spiritual awakening. This means that after the INFJ is spiritually awakened, they tend to gravitate more towards helping other people. Sometimes helping others doesn't necessarily mean doing everything for others. Lending a pleasant car to others, empathizing with their problems, and simply being with them to listen to their problems also gives others the confidence to get out of their own troubles. As INFJs are good Imagineers and have good capabilities to expand on the thoughts of others, they also can present others with an alternative way of thinking about things. Number 4. They can see future implications of things. Have you ever talked to an INFJ about your relationships and asked them how it might pan out in the future? Many people say that INFJs have a pretty good sense of how a particular action might lead to serious consequences in your love life in the days to come. Perhaps this is down to the fact that their imaginative powers make them brilliant strategists. Every personality type has an uncanny sense of certain things that people of other personality types rarely have. It is often said that ESTPs are highly alert to the things that are happening in the present moment and read out the details and nuances of a particular situation a lot better than others. On the opposite end of the spectrum of the ESTP, INFJs tend to read the numbers of future projections a lot better. This might give you the feeling that they are almost psychic in nature. Number 5. They can see two sides to everyone. People are a bundle of contradictions. You can see people wanting to live long, healthy lives, but aren't able to give proper time to their exercise regime or change their dietary habits for good. And this makes people a synthesis of good and bad. And this is what INFJs are able to sense in other people a lot better. INFJs are rarely superficial. They look for hidden intentions behind the fake smiles of others and are always looking out for whether the other person is trying to manipulate them. They are also better at judging the emotional health of others and are able to read the minds of others. So it is quite natural for them to be a tad hesitant to be emotionally attached to others. Number 6. They have a fairy tale standard in relationships. Relationships can go up and down in a matter of a flash. Sometimes the simple act of not wanting to listen to your partner's perspective or an inability to open up with others drags the relationship to a greater mess. With an all-or-nothing attitude that INFJs have when they are in a relationship, they expect extremely high standards, more or less fairy tale types. As INFJs put the feelings of others before their own, they also expect their partners to love them with the same ferocity that they do. When you are in a relationship with an INFJ, you can expect them to prioritize you over their other work. They'd rather spend time with you than others. You can also find them writing wonderful letters to you as they communicate to you through writing or shower you with things that you have always wanted. Number 7. They might appear extroverted even while being introverted. INFJs have this sense of wanting others to hear them or having some social validation despite not being as extroverted as one might hope to be. When people come over to their houses and there are awkward silences in between, they might pitch in with their sense of self-deprecating humor. They will also try to make sure that the ones who are not offering too much in conversations also have some space to make themselves heard. So they might engage in small little talks with them. However, being in a social setting drains a lot of the energy of the INFJ. They need to spend a lot of time trying to process the heaps of information presented in a social situation. This leads to a lot of time reflecting on the values and hidden meanings behind the conversations of others. Number 8. They have a close-knit circle of friends. INFJs don't have a lot of friends. They usually have 1 or 2 people they are really close with. Closeness with others depends upon whether an INFJ can be childlike with them. For example, whether both of them can drop their egos and have conversations about topics that are considered to be taboo. Further, INFJs can dwell a lot on the hidden meanings and unconscious motives of others, especially when talking to their friends. Since other people can find these details to be a tad too cumbersome and boring, INFJs don't want to bother them with that. And the people who are closest to the INFJs understand that this is part of their personality. The fact that they can be a tad too detailed in their analysis also transmutes to other areas. For example, they can understand the emotions of others a lot better and even make predictions about the future. Some INFJs have only a small knit of friends who can handle this aspect of their personality. Besides, INFJs also tend to sense quite easily whether the other person is really interested in their conversations or is pretending to be interested. This is another reason why INFJs have a small circle of friends. INFJs aren't considered to be a tad weird yet wonderful without any reason. Despite being introverted, they can give you the impression of being someone extroverted and are able to gel with different people differently. What other weird and wonderful secrets do INFJs have? Please let us know in the comments down below. If you liked our video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to our channel with the notification button to not miss out on any of the new videos we put out. We'll see you soon with a new video, but in the meanwhile, you can watch the video on the screen.